What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today it's a very special video because today, ladies and gentlemen, we are predicting the NFL 24-25 season. The NFL is back this Thursday. When you're seeing this video, it'll be just a couple hours until the kickoff of Ravens versus Chiefs Thursday Night Football live from Arrowhead. Man, I am absolutely pumped to have the NFL back. The NASCAR playoffs are starting. As you can tell, kind of a big, whoops, over here. Nope. Like, there you go. Kind of a big NASCAR guy. But, oh my god, dude. I'm tired as hell. But, man, we got some NFL predictions to do. It's September. It's September 3rd or 2nd as of recording this. Happy Labor Day to anyone out there in the world. Happy belated Labor Day, I guess. But yeah, let's talk the NFL 2024-25 season. Who I have making the playoffs, who I got making the Super Bowl, who I got winning every division, who I got making the playoffs. Let's get into it. All right, as you can see here, we have every team in every division to, like, essentially ready to go. Wait, I have this on week 18. Yeah, I do. But yeah, man, so these are the final records and predictions that I have for the upcoming season. As you can see, we got the draft order here too. How the hell did I predict? How do the Lions own the 49ers pick or something? They must. I was gonna say, but oh, whoops, didn't want you to see that. Pretend that you didn't see that. But I went by it very quickly. But yeah, but without further delay, let's talk the divisions. So, where should I start? I mean, let's start with the AFC East, because why not? As you can tell, I've got the Buffalo Bills pretty highly rated this season. I've got them as the 1 seed in the whole AFC with a 14-3 record. I really do think the Buffalo Bills are the real friggin' deal. I mean, they got some good rookies coming in. I mean, what's his face? Keon Coleman. I think that guy's going to be a real stud. He's a little bit of a hothead off the field, but man, he can catch that football. I can say that much. But yeah, I've got big hopes for the Buffalo Bills. I do think they're going to win the AFC East. I think they're going to clean house. I think they're going to have a pretty dominant season. I mean, with Stephon Diggs out of there, that gets rid of a lot of locker room cancer. With James Cook having a bigger role in the offense, I think you're going to see a lot more Josh Allen running the football. So I really do think the Buffalo Bills are going to be on for a great season. I don't think they're going to have like first season fall off and then first half fall off and then come back and skyrocket at the end of the season. I think they're just going to be consistently good throughout the season, and they're going to be either the 1 or the 3 seed in the AFC, in my opinion. They're going to be in one of those ranges. But second place, the AFC East, I got the New York Jets. A lot of reports coming out of there saying that there's a lot of locker room cancer, but God can't hate this team anymore. Like, Aaron Rodgers just comes back and then the whole team turns into locker room cancer, but I think the Jets can pull through this. I think Aaron Rodgers, I almost said Devontae Adams, bro. It's ain't 2022. But, what's his face? Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Sauce Gardner. Like, there's so many good players on this New York Jets team. There's so many good players. And, I mean, it's so hard to pass up on them. I mean, I think they're going to finish with the second best record in the AFC East. I think they've got a fairly tough division other than the Patriots. So, it's going to be interesting to see if the Jets do. I honestly would go as far as saying the New York Jets are the most interesting team in the NFL. Because how does Aaron Rodgers come back off his injury? How does the locker room gel together? How does Breece Hall play? There's so many questions around the New York Jets. I think they're going to answer a few of those questions. Not all those questions, but I do think Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets will be a solid fit this season. Here's a crazy one. I got the Miami Dolphins missing the playoffs on a losing record. Pretty much I had them winning just about every game till about November. And then once November hits, like, I'm so over the Dolphins, man. Like, I like Tua, but I don't think he's that guy. I don't think he's a franchise changer. I really don't think that about Tua. I mean, I do think he can have a great season. I really do. But I just can't see him setting the world on fire. They can't beat teams with a winning record. They can't play in the cold. So, that's just what I got with the Miami Dolphins, man. They're either going to be a first-round exit or miss the playoffs in general. That's just what I think of the Miami Dolphins. But the New York Patriots in last, or the New York Patriots, the New England Patriots. Can you tell I'm tired? I've had 4 nights in a row with like 5 hours sleep, and I slept for like 9 today and woke up at like 11 o'clock. So my sleep schedule's a little woo at the moment, but yeah, the New England, I almost called them New York again. The New England Patriots, they're just not going to be good. I think Jared Mayo will be a positive coaching change. Hopefully they keep him on for the season after what I think will be a horrible season, but you never know, man. I do think Drake May will be a solid quarterback. I mean, once he finally comes in for Jacoby Brissett, probably like midway through the season, I can see him holding it down, but yeah, I've got the Patriots finishing 1-16. Oh, Murphy. Sorry, Patriots fans. I know a lot of people that are Patriots fans, considering where I live is in Canada is pretty close to New England. So, sorry, y'all. Next up, we have the AFC North, which I believe will be topped once again by the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I will admit, I do have a little bit of bias in this division because my favorite team is the Cleveland Browns. So, just be aware, there's a little bit of bias in this division, just like pre-warning or whatever. If I sound a little diluted, you know what. I'm not going to try to be diluted, but just in case. But, I mean, the Ravens, I got the Ravens winning the division, but I don't think they're going to clean sweep the division. I mean, they've lost a couple pieces, they brought a couple pieces in, but like, man, Derrick Henry is on the Baltimore Ravens now. Derrick Henry, the Baltimore Ravens, man, they're cranked. They're absolutely cranked, man. It's, man, Baltimore. It's quite the something to see the team they formed. Like, between Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, like, holy God, the amount of names that are on that roster is absolutely ridiculous. They've got a great defense, great head coach, great offense. I mean, they did lose their offensive coordinator because he's now the coach of the Seattle Seahawks. So, you never know. You never know what could happen there if the new offensive coordinator is going to liken to the style of their players. But I mean, he ain't a huge loss. But Odell's now on the Miami Dolphins. But oh well. Is what it is. I got the Baltimore Ravens finishing at 14-3. The Cleveland Browns up next, finishing 13-4. I mean, I went a little high. I figure I'll be a little high, but like, I just go through the schedule of all these games. I'm like, yeah, the Browns can beat them. The Browns can beat them. The Browns can beat them. But like, I really do like some of the additions he made. I mean, especially Jerry Jeudy. I love having Jerry Jeudy on the squad. I think we paid him a little much, but having Jerry Jeudy on the squad, massive bump. Massive bump. And I mean, I can't believe they restructured Watson's contract to the point where we have the most open salary cap in the league. That is mental. If we would have pulled off the Brandon Ayuk deal, that would have been massive. But I wouldn't have wanted to trade Amari Cooper to do it. If anything, I would have wanted to trade Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy, and put like a couple draft picks in. But Houston has all their damn draft picks from the Watson trade, so oh well, here's what it is. Hopefully Deshaun will have a good season. Hopefully we don't get cursed with injuries like we did last season, because I mean we've got a damn good football team. Nick Chubb will be back after the Raiders game. Who do we play after that? Oh, I think Washington. So yeah, Nick Chubb will go off that game, and then having Pittsburgh finishing 9-8. You have to have Pittsburgh on a winning record. You just have to have Pittsburgh on a winning record, in my opinion. They're just gonna shithouse their way to somehow having a winning record. I got the Steelers finishing 9-8. That's really about the size of it. Mike Tomlin is somehow gonna take Russell Wilson and this horrible Steelers team, whose wide receiver 2 is Van Jefferson, to a 9-8 record. I wish, if Kevin Stefanski wasn't the coach of the Browns, I would want Mike Tomlin, because we'd probably be like 15-2 every year. But the Cincinnati Bengals, I've got them finishing last. The Bengals, man. What a fall from grace. What a fall from grace. I think Ja'Marr Chase is going to be out of there. I think Joe Burrow's going to... He's got his paycheck, but I think he's going to want out of there. I see the Bengals really going downhill. I really do. I see the Cincinnati Bengals just falling down a cliff. It's just how I see it, bro. It's just how I see it. I mean, I like Cincinnati. I love Joe Burrow. Like Ja'Marr, like T. Higgins, but T. Higgins wants out of there. He's only there because of the franchise tag. The defense is getting weaker. If only they didn't pay Joe Burrow, because they might actually be able to help him. But the O-line's still crap. I think he's going to get absolutely demolished back there. And yeah, the Bengals are going to finish 8-9. Man, who would have ever predicted 2 years ago that the Bengals would have a losing record? Mental. Alright, next up, AFC West. We already know this one. This one's pretty simple. The Chiefs are cleaning house. Jim Harbaugh and the Los Angeles Chargers, I think, are going to take second. I mean, we all know why the Chiefs are number one. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Creed Humphrey, what's his name? Chris Jones, all these damn beasts. They got beast after beast after beast. I honestly think last year what won them the Super Bowl is their defense, because their defense, was rock solid last season. Rock solid. That Steelers defense was nuts, man. It was absolutely nuts. Steelers. What am I talking about? Chiefs. But like I said, can you tell I'm tired? I really should not be recording this. I should be going to sleep. But it's also 6 o'clock in the afternoon, so I really shouldn't. But no, I just think the Chiefs are gonna do some serious damage this year. They haven't lost many pieces. There's still a whole team there. They've got great players coming in. I mean, hopefully none of their receivers decide to go to jail. And yeah, but other than that, the Los Angeles Chargers, I got them 7-10. They haven't really done much. I mean, Justin Herbert still doesn't have anyone to throw the ball to, but I just think the coaching greatness of Jim Harbaugh will help them enough to push them to a second place in the division. Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh, I really do think will be a great combination. I just think they really need to work to get some good receivers. I mean, the defense is still decent. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's decent. But yeah, I got the Chargers sitting in second in the division. The Las Vegas Raiders, not going to be another great year. I mean, you have Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell as your quarterbacks. I do think Brock Bowers will be a great tight end. I think that man's going to be an absolute beast for the Las Vegas Raiders. Just hopefully he doesn't do a Henry Ruggs or find a gun or whatever all the other good Vegas draft picks have done in the last 10 years. But yeah, no. Football, man, what a wild sport. But yeah, no, I do think the Raiders will be pretty decent. I do think they do need to find a quarterback in the future, but they're building good pieces. I mean, if I was Devontae Adams, I would want out of there. But the Raiders, I really do think they have a bright future ahead. And I'd say in 2 or 3 years, watch out for the Raiders, man. They might even be taking the Chiefs' place in the AFC West, because the Chiefs, they're probably gonna start declining here soon, and then the Raiders, watch out for them, man. Watch out for the Las Vegas Raiders. But the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, Sean Payton, and the Broncos finished last in the division. I mean, Bo Nix is he's going to be a great quarterback in this league. I really do like the look of Bo Nix. But I just can't see them finishing any higher. It's just that team around him's not good enough. They lost Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton's still a beast. But yeah, I just don't see the Broncos doing very good. Sorry, Broncos fans. You'll have a good draft pick next year. If Seattle doesn't own it, let me look at that real quick. Do Seattle own Denver's pick? Nope. They actually don't this year. That would be good for the Broncos. But yeah, I got Denver finishing 4 and 13. That could be a rough. This could be a rough season for you Broncos fans. Not gonna lie, just tank, get your draft pick, give Bo Nix a good defense, a good O-line, and some receivers, and yeah, you'll be looking good. You'll be looking good. But that's a future to behold. And rounding the AFC off, you have the AFC South, led by, you guessed it, the Houston Texans. C.J. Mother effing Stroud. Absolute stud. Absolute stud. This guy is the future of the NFL. He is something else. I really hope he can do it again for year 2, because holy God, he took the year by storm in year 1. I'm an Ohio State college guy. I said for years that C.J. Stroud was going to be really, really good in the National Football League. Everyone's like, oh, well, Ohio State cornerbacks never do good in the NFL. Watch C.J. Stroud's rookie season. Please. Please, just rewatch it for me. Why don't you? Just please watch it for me. Why is my nose so itchy? But, just please. Like, that guy's a god. Now they got Stephon Diggs. They got, what's his face? Joe Mixon is in the backfield now. Like, they made upgrades in just about every position. If they can just keep Diggs chill, I think Houston's on for a great season. I got them finishing at 12-5 personally. And, yeah, they've got Tank Dell still at receiver. Like, they've got some absolute studs. Why is my neighbor's dog in here barking? I'm going to go shut this window real quick. Okay. Apologies for that interruption, but yeah. Finishing second in the division, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is probably the year Doug Peterson gets fired, not going to lie. I mean, I just don't see much room for progression here. I mean, they got Mac Jones to back up Trevor Lawrence now, but other than that, there hasn't been much change. It's just the same old Jaguars. They're probably going to be good at the beginning of the season, somewhat, and then they'll probably fall off. But, man, I think the Jags they'll have a few upset wins along the way, but I'm just not expecting them to do big things. Unfortunately, I got the Jags finishing at 7-10. Maybe they can trade down in the draft. They can find a decent piece to help with their puzzle, but I do think Doug Peterson's going to be fired at some point this year. That is one of my bold predictions for the year. I think Doug Peterson gets fired. Trevor Lawrence, he doesn't even have Calvin Ridley anymore. Why do Tennessee have so many wide receivers for Will Levis of all people to throw to? We'll get to Tennessee here in a second, but yeah, I got the Jags finishing at 7-10. I got the Indianapolis Colts in the third division. Just not very good. I don't think Anthony Richardson's going to set the world on fire. I don't think he's good enough to change this team. Like, of course they got Jonathan Taylor, but I think he's too injury prone, to be honest, and I can just see a lot of these Indianapolis Colts. Like, they're a great sleeper team. I will say that. The Colts are a great sleeper team, but I just don't see them lighting the world on fire this year. I really don't. And with Tennessee, they got great wide receivers. Honestly, the team looked a lot better when Will Levis was out there, but I think once teams finally get a better understanding of Will Levis, everything's just going to come downhill a little bit. So, oh well, it is what it is. I got the Titans finishing at 2-15. Sorry, Titans, but I just don't see it being your year. I mean, the only team I have making the playoffs in this division is Houston, and that's only because they win the division, and Houston are stacked as it is. So, yeah, I've got the Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jags, Indianapolis Colts, and Tennessee Titans as your order in that division. Alright, now it's time to talk about the NFC. In the NFC, it's hard not to take the 49ers, bro. The 49ers are pretty goddamn good. The San Francisco 49ers, I think, are going to win the NFC West. Is it NFC West? Yeah, NFC West. I mean, San Fran, they're goated. They're just goated. I think the Madden curse will bite them, but I'm going to say that's later in the season. The Madden cover this year is Christian McCaffrey, for those who didn't know. Love me some CMC, that boy's a baller. For those who don't know, the Niners actually, if I didn't root for the Browns, my favorite team would be the 49ers. I just love, like, you guys know I'm a sucker for red, so anything red, yes. And I seen the red 49ers, and they're a pretty damn good football team. I love a lot of the players. I love McCaffrey. I love me George Kittle. I like Debo. I like Ayuk. I even like Brock Purdy. So it was like even that defense, man. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, man, that 49ers team's gonna be hard to beat. That's gonna be one tough football team to beat. But I've got the Rams in second. I do think the Rams will be back to the playoffs. They got Puka Nacua still. I think Cooper Kupp will have a bounce back year. Matthew Stafford, I mean, I think he's still on the decline, but I think he's still got enough in the tank to push these Rams to the playoffs. Sean McVay, a great young head coach. I think the defense is pretty darn solid. I think the Rams are a pretty damn good football team. I think you will see them back in the playoffs. Seattle, new head coach who was the Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator. What's his name? Matt something. He's a genius. I know that much. He's an offensive genius. I mean, I don't see him getting a whole lot done with Geno Smith here in year one, but I think it'll be like a consistent middle of the road season for Seattle. I mean, it's also the first season without Pete Carroll, so you got to keep that in mind. I also meant to say that about the Patriots' first season without Bill Belichick, which is crazy to think that Bill Belichick and Pete Carroll are not head coaches in the league anymore. That's mental to me. But yeah, I think the Seattle Seahawks still have a decent year. It won't be great, but it'll be like a middle of the road tier. I think they might sneak the 7 seed, but I think that's the max they're getting personally. And the Arizona Cardinals, about the same as Seattle really, are gonna sneak a few wins here and there. They're probably gonna have a tough, gritty mid-season, and I mean, they got my boy Marvin Harrison. Like I said, Ohio State guy. Absolutely love MHJ. I think he's gonna have another fantastic season. I think Kyler Murray, he's got a hell of a target to throw to in Marvin Harrison. So keep an eye on MHJ. I think the Cardinals, I don't think they'll set the world on fire, but look out for Arizona, man. I think they're going to do some big things in the future. But it's a building year for now. I mean, I can't even remember who they got as head coach. But yeah, man, I got the Arizona Cardinals last in the division. But like I said, Cardinals fans, bright future ahead. Think about it. Bright future ahead. Just watch out. Alright, NFC North up next. And there you have, in my opinion, the Green Bay Packers winning the division. It's going to be a dogfight. And I mean dogfight between the Packers and the Lions. It's going to be an absolute dogfight between those two. But the Lions, man, they're beasts. They're just beasts. Like, now that I think about it, it really comes, between the Lions and the Packers, it really just comes down to who's the better quarterback. I think they got pretty even teams, so it really comes down to who's the better quarterback. And in my opinion, I think Jordan Love. I mean, obviously Jared Goff's been around the league a little more. You can consider him a veteran of the league at this point. Been to a Super Bowl, conference championship, almost won the Lions the conference championship. So I just see more talent in Jordan Love. And I mean, all those years that Jordan Love spent behind Aaron Rodgers, I think is really starting to pay off. He's got himself a big deal. And yeah, man, I really do think Jordan Love's going to do big things with the Green Bay Packers this season. I think Lambeau will be Lambeau again. And yeah, just watch out. Watch out, guys. I think Jordan Love is going to be a real star in this league. And I think the Green Bay Packers are going to surround him with young talent. I think they've got a 3 or 4 year window where the Green Bay Packers could set the NFL on fire. And they could very well do that. So, like, keep an eye on the Pack. Keep an eye on Lambeau because, oh boy, Wisconsin, I think you got a pretty damn good team behind you. But then I got the Detroit Lions finishing 14-3. I mean, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, off the backfield, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. You could have either of these teams either way. Honestly, I think the Lions are the better team shortly, but I just think Green Bay will have the better regular season. Maybe the Lions get fuddled by injuries. They have their annual Thanksgiving Day loss, so who knows how the league could end up. Who honestly knows, but I mean, especially this division, I just know it's going to come down to the Packers and the Lions between first and second in the division. Like, yeah, Detroit's great on defense. Like, I had to pick the Pack in first, but I'm going to take the Lions in a close second. This is a team I've been waiting to talk about. The Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears, man, they've had a hell of an offseason. Caleb Williams, new quarterback. And I mean, They brought in Keenan Allen. They brought in, like, who else did they bring in at receiver? I know they got a Dunze, but there's another receiver they have. Like, they have one of the best receiving cores in the league, if you ask me. It's pretty crazy. And I mean, Cole Kmet holding it down at tight end. Like, the Chicago Bears, they finessed the hell out of the Carolina Panthers, man, because they got a bright future. I'm gonna say that. Chicago, the NFL mediocrity, that's gonna change. That is going to change. Chicago is gonna have a hell of a future ahead of them. Poor Minnesota, man. We'll get to them in a second, but once Chicago upgrades that defense a little more, whoo boy, that Bears team is gonna be something else. And I mean, I'm sure they'll get another receiver to replace Keenan Allen when his time comes. And the fact that Keenan Allen's not a Charger anymore is pretty crazy to me. But yeah, I got the Bears finishing third in the division. They got a great team, but it's too young. Another year or two, they'll be really sick. And who knows? Caleb Williams could come out here and do a CJ Stroud season. Who knows? But I got the Bears finishing third in the division. I think they're going to have a winning record. And the Minnesota Vikings, I honestly think they'll be one of the worst teams in the league. Justin Jefferson got his bag, but request a trade, Justin. Get the hell out of Minnesota. Get the hell out of that division ASAP, because your life is going to suck. J.J. McCarthy literally got injured for the season in a practice, so it's like, you're not going to get many great passes from Sam Darnold, bro. Someone put an elite quarterback with Justin Jefferson, because, whew, man, that boy would shine. That boy would shine. But yeah, sorry Vikings fans, but you're going to suck. I got the Packers, Lions, Bears, and Vikings in that order in that division. And after the NFC North, we have the NFC South. And in this division, I can't believe I'm doing this another year in a row, but the Atlanta Falcons, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Carolina Panthers finishing in third, and the New Orleans Saints finishing fourth. Now, the main reason I got the Falcons winning the division is because of Kirk Cousins. Having a different quarterback in Atlanta is going to help them a lot. Desmond Ritter's back here. Kirk Cousins is all the way over here. Like, the difference in quality between those two, massive. And Atlanta's got a great team, like Bijan Robinson in the backfield. Kyle Pitts will finally get some targets, I hope. And I mean, what's the fella? They just brought him in from Chicago. Darnell Mooney's going to be a good receiver for them. And they got, what's-his-face, the offensive coordinator from the Rams. Oh, my God, what's his name? I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, no, I do think the Falcons are going to be really good this year. I think they're going to be just a bit better than the Buccaneers. Not too much, but I do think the Falcons are going to be really solid. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield had a great first season in Tampa. Baker Mayfield did amazing things with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and took them to the playoffs, took them to the second round of the playoffs. They beat a very weak Eagles team, in my opinion. That Eagles team was nowhere near where they were in the beginning of the season. And yeah, we'll get to the Eagles in a second because that's the last division I have to talk about. But man, I also think that this NFC South has a very easy schedule, so keep that in mind. But yeah, no, the Bucks, I just think their age is gonna hurt them. Like, Mike Evans ain't getting any younger, Chris Godwin ain't getting any younger. What's his name? Rashad White in the backfield, he's been a positive change. So yeah, the defense is getting a little older too. So they're a long way gone since that Super Bowl that Brady won them, but yeah, I still think the Buccaneers will be good. Carolina Panthers, slight improvement from last year. I mean, I don't think they're going to be much better. I think their only real change was having Xavier Legette come in, so don't expect much different out of Carolina, but I do think Bryce Young, with having a year of experience in the league, will help push him through to a higher caliber of player in year two for the former Alabama quarterback. And man, I really think Legette's going to be a great player in this league. Legette and Thielen, I think, are going to be a great wide receiver pair. So they're not elite by any means, but I do think it'll be a good wide receiver pair. And New Orleans, man, I just can't see anything good. I think Alvin Kamara's I think this whole New Orleans team just needs a fresh start. I think New Orleans just needs to blow it up. No offense, but this is going to be another bold prediction. I think New Orleans will either be in the top 3 of NFL draft picks next year or the first overall pick. I think they're going to be in that bottom 3 of teams this year. I really do. I just do not rate the New Orleans Saints this year. And yeah, that's the NFC South. I got Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, Saints in that order. Next up in the NFL prediction thing, final division, we're talking NFC East? Yeah, NFC East. You have the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Washington Commanders, and the New York Giants. So, I got the Dallas Cowboys winning the division. Very simple in my opinion. They paid CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to be great. I think Dak will be decent this year. There's been a lot of talk about Dak. Should Dak feel this way? Should Dak feel that way? Dak loves the Dallas Cowboys. I think he'll hold it down. And yeah, man, like, they just got a good team. They got a decent defense. They've got Trayvon Diggs. They got that. Oh, who's the fella who had that one really good reception rate, like, midway through the season? I cannot remember his name, but the Cowboys, they got a decent defense. They still got Micah Parsons. Hey, that Week 1 game against my Browns, that's going to be a fun one to watch, I can't lie. And with Tom Brady having his first game on commentary versus that one, chef's kiss. I just seen this. I figured I should put it on for the rest of this video, but man, this hat's a little tight now. Jesus, but yeah, I'm gonna keep this on for the rest of the video because screw it, why not? But yeah, dog pound, baby, let's go. Yeah, I got the Cowboys winning the NFC East. The Philadelphia Eagles will come a close second. I mean, I just can't overlook that second half of last season. I do think Saquon Barkley will help the Eagles a lot, and I mean a lot. I think that will transform the Philadelphia Eagles almost, how that offense works. Plenty of tush pushes here and there, but just so many exits. I mean, Jason Kelce retiring, their center for many years. Oh, what's his face? Hassan Reddick's gone now too. There's a lot of that O-line that's gone now. A lot of those Eagles decided to retire, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch the Eagles this year. But yeah, it's kind of a rebuild, kind of not. But if this year goes bad, they might have to go for a rebuild. I'm not gonna lie. But after that, the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels is a future star of this league. Mark my words. Jaden Daniels is a future star of the NFL. He is just too good to pass up. The Heisman Trophy winner last year, and with the way he runs, the way he passes, like, people want to say the next Patrick Mahomes all the time, but Jaden Daniels is the first Jaden Daniels, and partly the next Lamar Jackson, in my opinion. Washington, I think they've got their QB of the future. I really do. I think they have one of the best young QBs in the league now, personally. I really rate Jaden Daniels. I just don't think he has enough around him. I mean, I do think he can have a great connection with Terry McLaurin. Dan Quinn in as head coach now. He's definitely going to help that Washington defense out a lot, but I can't see him revolutionizing the offense in year 1. So the offense is going to take some work. I do think the defense will help a lot by Dan Quinn coming in, but yeah, I just can't see Washington blowing the league on fire. But the New York Giants, last in the division. Daniel Jones is terrible. Get New York a better quarterback. Can't believe the Jets. I have the Jets winning like 10 more games than the Giants. But Malik Neighbors will be good. Just give him a quarterback. Just get Daniel Jones the hell out of MetLife. And yeah, those are my regular season picks. Let's talk the playoffs and the Super Bowl. So, come on, get off the screen. There we go. My preseason bracket looks like this. Texans versus Browns in round 1. I'm going to have to take the Texans as much as I want to take the Browns. I just think the Texans are too good, man. Chiefs Steelers round 1. Chiefs will absolutely blow them out of the water. That might be a 30-score game. Ravens Jets. I got the Ravens beating the Jets, man. I just think the Ravens are too good. The Ravens are just beasts. NFC. Well, let's finish the AFC off first. I got Bills Texans. Buffalo Bills win that game. That would be a hell of a game to watch on TV. That's primetime Saturday night NFL right there if I ever seen it. Stephon Diggs heading into high mark for his first, heading at high mark for a playoff game against the Bills. I got the Bills winning that one. Chiefs Ravens would be close, but I got the Chiefs winning that one. If Lamar managed to win that one, that would be crazy. Chiefs Bills. How can you not take the Chiefs, man? I got the Chiefs coming out of the AFC. Falcons, Rams. I'd have to take the Rams on that one. I just can't see the Falcons being a playoff team just yet. Give me the Los Angeles Rams. Packers, Eagles. I'd have to take the Green Bay Packers on that one. Like I said, can't pass up on the last half of last year. That rolls in my mind whenever I talk about the Eagles this year. So give me the Green Bay Packers. The Detroit Lions versus the Dallas Cowboys. That would be so damn good to watch. I'd have to take the the Detroit Lions, because the Cowboys can't win a playoff game unless it's against a washed Tom Brady. Sorry, Dallas, but yeah. Then we have 49ers, Rams. Rams run the West, so I'd have to take the 49ers run the West, so I'd have to take the 49ers. Packers, Lions. I'd have to take the Lions on that one. I just think in a playoff game, that suits the Lions more. I'd have to take the Lions. And then 49ers, Lions. This is when the Madden curse comes in. I got the Detroit Lions. And then we're left with Chiefs, Lions in the Super Bowl. And because I want to be bold, the Detroit Lions are winning the Super Bowl in 2025. Because God bless the Lions, baby. If the Browns can't win it, the Lions are winning it. And that would be so sick for the National Football League. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Chiefs are going to be the best regular season team. The Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. Count that in the comments down below. Here's how the draft picks will end up looking for next season. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoy the season. Hopefully it's a banger. And I will see you for more predictions come the playoffs. I'm going to leave it on this screen, but take care and peace.